Hi, everybody. So we started this week talking about team expectations, both for your team members and for your associate doctors, and laying those out. A lot of pain points that we hear are just expectations that are not being met on both sides, whether it's your associate doctors who are underperforming or your team members who feel like they're underperforming or you feel like they're underperforming. And how do we bridge that gap? So one of the ways that we do this in our practices and with our private clients is with our team roadmap. And this is an example of one that we set up for a private client that lays out the individual tasks that need to be done throughout the course of the day by department and by what time of the day those tasks need to be done. Now, it also gives a timeline for how long those tasks should be taking. And we use this as a benchmark as part of our training process so that, of course, there's always an outlier situation. We all know that. But if a task is supposed to be taking 10 minutes and it's taking someone 45 minutes, then either we need to update the system for how that task is being done, or we might need to revisit training for that task to make sure those things can be done efficiently. Again, one of the big pain points we hear from team members is we're so busy throughout the course of the day, which is true, right? We have patients coming in and out, the phones are ringing, we're seeing patients in the back office, sometimes things run behind clinically. There's a lot of moving parts, team members running around and hygiene and doctors and exams, but we have to stay on track with what those priorities are. We can't get lost in the weeds and then all of a sudden the end of the day comes around and we haven't confirmed appointments for the day or, whatever the case may be. And so this has really helped us make sure that, I said, we're open with communication and that both sides understand what the responsibilities are. The doctors understand a little bit more of what the team members are responsible for, and it really helps keep the team members on track with what they need to be working on next. And for our practices, we have more than one location, so they can help support each other from the other locations. If hey, one office is getting behind, or all of a sudden we have a last minute cancellation, all hands on deck, that becomes the next priority. And even checking in throughout the course of the day, we have zones for both front office and for back office, and it can all be very easy to just get locked into your zone and you're just head down in the rabbit hole, lost in the trenches with whatever's happening in that zone, and then lose track of the rest of the things that need to be done. So at a glance, we can see, hey, are we on track for the morning? Are we on track to have all of the tasks done before lunch? One of the other things that we do is we have 2 lunchtime shifts in our practices. So we have an early lunch shift, and then we have a lunchtime shift that mirrors the doctor's schedule. And we do that for a couple of reasons. One, if the doctor happens to be running behind for any reason, then that ensures that all team members get a full lunch. That, again, is a major pain point that we hear, that we're always running over. We don't get our lunches. We're in overtime all the time. So this way, every team member gets a full lunch. A doctor doesn't have to worry if they do run over for some reason that they're going to be lost without an assistant or without team members to back them up. But that also allows us that catch-up time during the lunch hour to make sure we're caught up for the morning and that we're set up for success for the afternoon. So if this is something that you think your team members could benefit from and just help you also as a business owners be able to look at a glance at what the status is throughout the course of the day and what things need to still be done, please feel free to reach out to us. So we'd be happy to talk about how we use these in our practices, how we've set these up for private clients, and how we can help you from there. So connect at pathwaydentalsolutions.com. We'd be happy to chat.